Kia ora, good evening. Southern Police are looking for two men who they believe have been committing a large number of burglary offences in the district.
Paul Himana Tapini along with Joel Junior Kaurora, both aged 36, are wanted by police in relation to a number of burglary charges. Police say the two men have been targeting rest homes, licensed premises and elderly victims. The men shoulder surf customers in stores and at money machines. Detective Sergeant Stu Harvey of the Invercargill Police is asking people, particularly elderly people, to please be aware of who is around them when they are using their money to pay for items or when drawing out cash from a cash machine. Anyone who sees these two men are urged to contact police immediately by dialling 111. Information can also be provided anonymously on Crime Stoppers 0800 555 111.
Z was the first to raise the price of all fuels 2 cents per litre yesterday, the second increase this month. The rise comes in spite of oil prices falling to the lowest level in 2 years, although commodity prices for diesel and petrol didn't fall as much. At the same time, the New Zealand dollar has fallen over 4 cents during the month to its lowest level in just over a year, more than offsetting the small reductions in refined fuel commodity prices. This may confuse motorists who were probably expecting prices to fall, according to AA. Retail petrol prices are now just under $2.22 per litre of 95 octane and just under $1.52 per litre of diesel. The heat was on in the kitchen today as the 10th International Secondary Schools Culinary Challenge got underway at the Bungalow restaurant in Invercargill. 9 schools competed in the event, this being hosted by Southland Boys High for the first time in New Zealand. The rules are simple. The meal must be served in under 1 hour for just under $18. As host country, it was our choice to nominate the free protein, and today lamb rump was served.
Yesterday was a practice day for everyone in this kitchen, but in their home country they would have had at least 3, 4, 5, 6 times of practice sessions just to get everything on tap and down correct.
We know how we might serve it here in New Zealand, but I'm expecting there'll be quite an international take on how it could be interpreted for a dish.
The dishes I saw yesterday did have a wide range of presentation techniques and also a wide range of tastes.
As far as the actual cooking of the protein, they're all doing it differently, or are there some similarities with what they are trying to put out?
Some people are using different cooking techniques. Some people are using a thing called sous vide, which is boiled in a bag basically, sealed in a plastic bag. Some people are using oven baking. Some people are using pan frying. But the outcome at the end of the day is we're looking for the meat to be cooked medium rare. So we don't want it way raw and we don't want it way well done.
So the judges are roaming the room and the kitchen here, watching this unfold?
They certainly do. They've got score sheets where they make notes and basically each section in the notes starts off with a full score of 100 points, and for each section it comes off with something that's not correct.
What will they be looking for?
They'll be looking for presentation, they'll be looking for cooking techniques, they'll be looking for taste, of course. They will be looking for good hygiene and also good cookery techniques as well.
What do you see the biggest challenges that the teams will be facing here this morning?
Just getting through on time will be the biggest challenge. Yeah.
And deterrence if they're not there on time?
They lose a point for every minute over the time, up to 6 points maximum. Technically they should be disqualified then, but having come all this way we don't want to disqualify someone, so they would just lose the point, which means if their dish was technically perfect they may not be in contention for a gold medal because they've gone way over time.
I think there's only 2 teams that didn't quite make it on time, but apart from that everyone was bang on time, so that was good.
What were the initial impressions from judges as the plates came out?
There was good composition, there was good colours. We eventually, when we got to taste them, there was good harmonisation of the meal components, and I think for the age group that's here doing this competition, I think they did exceptionally well.
Is it stacked up from what you've seen on the floor with the cooking and the preparation? Has that translated to what's been on the plate?
By and large, yes. We had one small disaster with someone who cut themselves, but they soldiered on and did well, and that's part of being in the kitchen. You just stick together and get on with it.
What were the standouts for the judges?
The complexity of some of the meal compositions were exceptional. Whether they made a roulade or whether they braised it or some used sous vide cooking, which is cooking under pressure. So there was 2 or 3 of them did that, which is a new revolutionary style of cooking. So they had to have good understanding and knowledge of how that works, and they did well.
The accompaniment to the protein, everybody, the judges, impressed with what was coming through.
Yeah, there was a few that didn't quite get the balance right as far as carbohydrate to protein, but that comes with practice and with extra knowledge as they go forward. But most of them did a reasonably good job in that regard.
The winners won't be announced until later on tonight,
Yes.
but a clear standout winner as far as judges are concerned.
All I can say is that the top 4 were very tight. So they were, everyone is within a medal range. Everyone who competed today will achieve a medal.
Tomorrow marks the first day of the fishing season, and by all indicators it looks like it's going to be a good one for southern anglers. Southland Fish and Game's Maurice Rodway says the condition of waterways heading into the season has been encouraging following a summer and winter of relatively favourable weather conditions. Fish and Game fish survey results from the off-season indicate that fish stocks are healthy. Anglers are advised that river levels are slightly lower in the region currently, favouring spin and even some fly fishing. Mr Rodway says bait fishing requires more colour in the waterways. Southland Fish and Game staff will be out monitoring popular fishing spots throughout the season. Stay with us. Still to come on the bulletin, Into the East hit the stage with the Top Twins and amateur architects and builders. Get your Lego ready. Welcome back. A cheeky email last year looking for an opportunity to perform with what's arguably New Zealand's most famous country duo has proven to be a strategic move for Into the East. Liv McBride and Graham Waller of Invercargill duo Into the East are currently the New Zealand country music country duo of the year and are opening for the Top Twins at their only Invercargill performance tomorrow night. The gig comes after Linda Top saw them perform in Hamilton recently at the New Zealand Country Music Awards. McBride and Waller describe themselves as a physically awkward comedy act and joke they'll adapt their songs to country folk to fit with the Top Twins' classic country comedy. They say the Top Twins are at a level nationally and internationally that they aspire to, and they say they can learn a lot from the Twins' stage presence.
They have quite a different sort of scene to us in that they do have that awesome comedy element, whereas we just say silly stuff on stage. They actually sort of are good at that.
But they're at a level nationally and internationally as well, where every musician who puts themselves out there and goes and tries to make something of their own music, everyone aspires to that level.
Yeah.
So to be able to perform alongside them and to be there for a rehearsal and watch how they interact as a duo is really important for us, so hopefully there'll be a bit of growth.
Celebrating a century today was Cargill Rest Home resident Daphne Ramsey. There were sandwiches and cups of tea for all as the centurion, surrounded by family and friends, cut a healthy slice from a birthday cake big enough to match the occasion. Daphne was born the year the First World War broke out, spending her first 5 years in Totapere before her father moved the family to Invercargill, where he sold rugby cars and Firestone tyres. And the secret to long life? Well, family say Daphne has never smoked or supped on alcohol and still enjoys a good roll up in the indoor bowls mat. Dinosaurs have captivated kids for generations, and the latest generation is no exception. The South Museum and Art Gallery are running a dinosaur school holiday program, and it's proving a hit with would-be paleontologists.
We're looking at dinosaurs as our theme, so we've got a big pit here and we've been digging up all sorts of bones, not all of them dinosaur bones, but having a lot of fun. And we've been doing plaster casts, and we've made a volcano, and we've made a dinosaur skeleton by gluing bits of bones and things together, and now we're doing some colouring in, so it's all good fun.
It's a real area of interest for kids, isn't it? I remember
it
at school
is.
they were always the first books taken out of the library.
Yeah, the dinosaurs come and go a wee bit, you know, the dinosaur phases, and perhaps not as popular now as it was maybe 10 years ago. but it could just be another new discovery sets off another wave of interest or something in that. And the present discovery that a lot of dinosaurs were feathered, or we presume they're feathered, is really interesting as well. And so there'll be a whole lot of new pictures and new models and things come out, and that could spark another wave of interest.
This is a bit of a theme this week, isn't it? It's ongoing throughout the week for kids.
It is. We've got stories and games and all sorts of stuff to do with dinosaurs. Good place for it in a museum.
And do you think there's a few paleontologists here you found?
Well, I asked them before, and we knew the word paleontologist, and we hope that there could be some. We have had some in the past. We had one boy who started off about their age, and he's now got a PhD, and he's now New Zealand's leading moa expert, and that started off here in the Southland Museum.
What dinosaurs, if any, were there in Southland?
Well, none in Southland. We have got a few fossil reptile bones from Southland, from the Hokonui Hills, but there's no dinosaurs have been found down here. Although if you go to Curio Bay, that forest there is dinosaur age, and I always look amongst the stumps there in case there's a skeleton amongst the stumps that nobody's noticed, but so far no luck.
These guys have made their own fossil though, so we're not going to spoil that magic.
Yeah.
For them there is dinosaurs here.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's all good fun doing that. Yep.
The Children's Challenge to build a decent home for habitat has been set down for next week. The second annual Build Challenge gets underway next Tuesday, where children take on the challenge of building a great Lego house. The free event's being held at the Invercargill Workingmen's Club this year to accommodate more competitors, amateur architects and builders. The brief includes designing a building a decent home, including affordability, habitability and suitability. Habitat for Humanity have also created a series of videos for children to view before they build their Lego brick house. Registrations and videos can be viewed at www.buildchallenge.org. And that's it from the news team this Tuesday. Weather is next, followed by sport. From the news crew, good night.